If you need to talk, there's someone ready to listen. The Light Care Line is ready to support you. Call 9583 2273. That's 9583 CARE. The Light Care Line, there for you every day.
Original
days since missing Australian Elizabeth Wheelger checked out of her accommodation in New Zealand and failed to board a flight out of Auckland. New Zealand authorities recently received a tip-off that she may have travelled to Wellington but have no other information. The 67-year-old doesn't have a phone, so may not know that police are looking for her. Lord mayoral candidate Aaron Wood has revealed the heartbreaking reason he was forced to relocate his family away from Melbourne. After being accused of disloyalty to the city, he's told Laura Turner it followed a traumatic crime involving one of his children.
Political life can be bruising, but it's what Aaron Wood and his family have gone through privately that's brought him to his knees.
One of our kids went through a pretty traumatic experience. And that involved a serious crime. I feel like our family's really strong now and we're probably even more united than we.
So they moved to the Macedon Ranges.
You do all these things to try and protect them every day. And then when you find out one day that you haven't, it's just gut-wrenching, really.
Now they've been able to return, Aaron Wood has gone back to his love of local politics and is running for Lord Mayor of Melbourne. But his private hell has forced its way public, his opponents attacking his loyalty to the city and its issues. Perhaps if he hadn't left Melbourne a few years ago to live in the countryside, he would know this. Mr Wood, who cut and run from the city during the pandemic to live in the countryside. His critics unaware of what the family had been through.
The impact that those attacks are having on my family, not just on me, but the impact that that's having on my family, I draw a line under that. So I think enough's enough.
It does bring up a lot of, really traumatic times for us every time it's said.
While the Wood family was forced to move away, they never actually sold the family home here in Kensington. And win or lose this mayoral election, they say they are back here to stay.
I'm actually really proud of what we did as parents.
Yes.
Because, it could have been a much worse outcome than it was, even though it was really difficult.
Laura Turner, 9 News.
Typhoon Yagi has made landfall in northern Vietnam, one of the most powerful storms to hit the country in a decade. The weather system has now killed at least 22 people across 3 countries. Amber Canine has today's developments.
Howling winds hit Vietnam hard. This is the vicious finale of Typhoon Yagi. Metal shipping containers tossed like building blocks, a roof torn from a factory in Hanoi, debris sent flying in Haiphong. At least 4 people have been killed and dozens left injured in the country's north. The close calls impossible to count. These conditions too much for the country's favoured form of transport, trucks slow to a crawl to shield those on scooters and motorbikes. In the famous Halong Bay, a vessel tips, then overturns. This storm has been raging for days and has become the strongest to strike Asia this year. First forming in the Philippines, it gathered strength before barrelling into China. At the super typhoon's peak, wind speeds reached 234 kilometres per hour.